Lechem Rabotai, welcome everyone. I'm Rabbi Kaba bringing you ancient wisdom from Jewish scripture for modern life. We are learning as a merit for the complete recovery of Yehuda ben Michal. We are in Ketuvot, marriage contracts, page 22. And the Talmud brings some examples of a concept called Hapeh she'asur hu hapeh she'hitter, which means the mouth that said forbidden is the same mouth that said permitted. So what does this mean? An illustration is a man says to a younger man, "This was your father's field that I'm using, but I bought it from him years ago." Now this works because we had no idea this was the father's field until this man came along and said something. So basically saying, "This was your father's field," that's saying it was his, but I bought it from him years ago, now it's mine. Another example is a woman comes to town, we don't know anything about her, and she comes and she says, "I used to be married and now I'm divorced." So we have no way of knowing she was ever married. So we believe her to say she was married. We believe her to say that she's now back on the market. Now this concept is very broad in application. When you're having a conversation with somebody and you're just meeting this person, you want to know more about them. You want to know if they have a potential for a friendship, a relationship, a business partnership. Let them talk. If they say something, "Oh yeah, I used to be involved in this," give them the space to explain. Don't start responding. Don't start being judgmental. Don't frown. Don't laugh. Don't smirk. Give them a little space to explain themselves. When people say something that's a little bit interesting or a little bit novel, they often want to justify if it's some decision they made in the past or explain the circumstances, what it was like. So let them do it. Don't be judgmental. Let them continue to explain whatever it is they're explaining, and you'll find out if this person needs to sort of qualify a decision they made in the past, some past life choices. And if you're not judgmental, they'll go ahead and they'll explain that for you, and you'll gain so much more information. And another concept here is if somebody says they did something in the past, and in your mind you feel that's something that needs some sort of justification, some kind of explanation, because you would never do that unless the situation really needed it. But this person you're talking to, they don't explain it. They don't feel any need to explain it. This gives you a tremendous insight into where they're coming from. It shows you they have very different values than you do, because this was some sort of decision that they made, and they feel no real need to justify it or explain it or tell you about the circumstances that led them to have to make that decision, whereas you would have never done something unless it was really, really necessary. So this shows you you're sort of starting on a different level of morals, of sense of what's right and wrong, and that can give you a really fantastic way of learning about people. So again, let people explain themselves. Hapeh she'asur, hapeh she'hitter. Let people give you more information. If you're non-judgmental and you're open-minded and you're encouraging conversation, a free flow of information, you learn so much more about people. Have a wonderful day. Be well.